Oops, don't want to hit my pig. Oops, get away from that pig behind there. There we go. Getting smarter in my old age. Woo! Nice. Oh, sweet. Yes, we have a Steyr AUG. How's that for an interesting looking rifle? Bullpup design. I don't think I've ever fired one of these until this week. I have seen them. A viewer lent this to us, and we've had it for about a week. Been anxious to get it out, play with it. We had some other toys we wanted to play with first, but this is pretty interesting. Designed in Austria, you know, in about 1970, and been around. It's not a big secret. Most of you are familiar with it. You know, I'm not an expert on this bullpup design, but it's I guess one of the most successful early ones. You probably could say. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's the one I'm familiar with, having seen it for a lot of years. I remember being in a shooting match in the late 80s, and a fellow had one of these, this exact gun. The A1, this is the early one, and was shooting it, and I thought, what in the world is that thing? But it is very interesting. For those who don't know, the bullpup brings the action and everything back here closer to your shoulder, and that enables you to have a shorter overall length of your rifle. Okay, this thing has a 20-inch barrel. Okay, this is not a 16-inch barrel. It's not a 14-inch barrel. It's 20 inches, and so by bringing all this back, you notice the case is ejecting right there. Which of course you can convert it to for a lefty by putting a different bolt in and popping this off, and then you can shoulder it over here. And of course that would be very important when because it's coming right at your face. It has a 1.5 power scope on it. Okay, so it's not a serious, you know, telescopic scope, but it does give you just a little bit of magnification. And I don't know if you've ever looked through one of these, but it has just a little circle in there. It's pretty interesting. It's not what you'd expect. Let's take a few more shots. And so you just put that circle on whatever it is you want to shoot. And it's a small circle. Maybe you can look through there, try to give you a look. I'll hold it up over there. And I read that it was designed to basically encompass a man-sized target, I think at a couple hundred meters, something like that. So it gives you an idea how far away your target is. Let's try the red plate. Basically, it just surrounds that red plate, if you can hold it there. Minor detail. I like it. Oh, John put a 2-liter over there on that barrel, didn't he? Let's see if we can encircle it. Ah, nice. Try a bowling pin. Look, I see it moving. Let's try that plate some more. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Wow. Oh, a pumpkin. I don't get in enough pumpkin shooting, do I? Well, it's so empty again. And you notice how the magazine comes out. Now, I've seen some people really handy with these things. Like you grab, if you really want to be tactical now, you grab your loaded mag while it's up there. And you pop the release. Let's see how they do that. Pop the release, throw that one out, and put the new one in. So, but it works it has a very positive latch and everything. So it's a pretty interesting gun. These, as I said, were manufactured in designed in 1970. And then I think the Austrians adopted it for their military in '77. And then just talking about some of the dates, and it was imported as a semi-automatic rifle, and, you know, like this one, of course. And then in '89, the import ban, you know, prevented these things from coming in. So you just didn't see many back in the day, and the ones you did see were really expensive. And of course, during the AWB assault weapon ban, you know, they dried up again, I understand. But now they are available, and there's an A2 and an A3 out there available, and they're different. They have a Picatinny rail where they so you can have more options on your scope and, you know, sighting systems, that kind of thing. Whereas this is the A1. This is the old school that you know, it's kind of a carry handle scope combined. And I don't know if you noticed, you have, how did that barrel get hot? I don't know if you noticed, you have metallic sights on top of it. So that's pretty interesting. If you were to break the glass in there or something, you're not lost. You got that. And they do call it a carry handle. You know, I know with the AR they call it a carry handle, but you're not really supposed to carry it by the carry handle, they say. And what else about it here that I haven't pointed out? Trigger isn't bad. People complain about the trigger on these things. I don't mind it. It's kind of crisp, but it's not that hard or stiff. I think on the select fire models, I read that it's a progressive trigger. You pull for semi-automatic, you know, it breaks maybe halfway back, and if you want the fun switch, you pull it all the way back. That's pretty handy if it works well. Never fired one, and you know, it's just got everything you need right there in a small package.